Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Fuck St. Patrick.
What do you mean?
He's a killer. He killed people. He got rid of people. He genocided people.
Let me just ask one of my advisors. Mitch, is there any truth to that?
No. Oh yeah, as if you would know, and as if you would tell the truth. I'm part Irish, so I would know. Okay, yeah, and none of us here are Irish, and as if you've been taught the truth. Go look it up. Come on, who said that?
I went to ChatGPT, the left-leaning robot that you trust, and I asked it the same thing. Did St. Patrick commit genocide? No, St. Patrick did not commit genocide. Bada bing boom bash. If you heard claims suggesting otherwise, that may have misinterpretation of his role in spreading Christianity or broader historical conflicts between religious groups. But in all honesty, it doesn't matter if I have the facts. They just want to be right. Look for yourself.
Go look it up.
You guys know this guy has charges for pedophilia against him? What about your pedophilia charges?
Does he have pedophilia charges?
He does, actually.
He looks like a pedophile.
Yes, he does.
Can you go into more detail about that?
You know all the details.
Please, I'm very curious.
Time to go. Let's go. Out of here.
Go take it somewhere.
He just called you a pedophile.
I heard.
He's a pedophile. I don't know. Apparently he is. This guy. It's time to go. Come on.
Those are for some very strong accusations.
I don't know. Take it up with her.
USAID gave $5 million to Open Society Foundation Macedonia. $5 million, a direct grantee. With the help of then-President Barack Obama's U.S. ambassador to Macedonia, the U.S. government spent millions of taxpayer dollars to destabilize the democratically elected center-right government by colluding with Soros. So USAID is actually funding Soros, and Soros is passing those funds to the people on the ground, the local politicians, the local judges, the local prosecutors, the local anti-corruption NGOs, the local media outlets, the local trade labor groups and unions. One NGO funded by the USAID Soros Alliance paid for the translation into Macedonian of Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. So USAID paid to have Saul Alinsky street protest handbooks printed. How funny is that?
I find it odd when people say USAID is helping people, and I'm like, it ain't helping everybody. It's helping the people that they want to win.
Are you finished?
And some people are like, yeah, that's a good thing. So I'm like, oh, so you support America to Americanize other places so they think like Americans. So I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. At the same time, you're saying America did so much damage in the past, but you support it being done through USAID, but not under the name of USA.
I'm only going to say this one more time, sir. Calm down.
Mengadilo, remember to subscribe.
¿Por qué?
Our new NBC News poll, as you just saw, shows the Democratic Party at an all-time low approval rating. Why do you think Democrats are failing to connect with Americans at this critical moment of urgency, which you describe?
Well, it's what I just talked about. I mean, I think Americans want the Democratic Party to stand up and fight and to take risks.
What?
Listen, I understand that had we gone into a shutdown, even for a handful of days, it would have been difficult. But it would have sent a message that the Democratic Party is not going to be bullied by Donald Trump. We are not going to let them write spending bills unilaterally that cut programs for people we care about, that give the president new and extraordinary power. I think Democrats in this country, but I think the broad middle of the public as well, want to see our party fighting in exceptional ways. That is the conversation that has to happen inside of the Democratic Party, inside our caucus. And if we don't get that right, if we continue to work with Republicans, if we continue to hand Donald Trump more power, we are going to lose our democracy.
Why are you losing? Well, our people want to win. I'm like, what? Why do people don't want to go on dinner with you? Because they're hungry. I'm like, yeah, hungry for something else. And then he also has the balls to say, we can't win if you work with the with the Republicans. I'm like, oh, okay, whoa. Your approval rate is down the gutter and you don't want to work with the other side. When you don't have the people that is supposed to support you, but your approval rate is so low, but you think they still want you. They don't trust you. You're not consistent with your ideals, or you always place them at the 10th place.
Are still openly supporting him. You are saying that racism, sexism, homophobia, xenophobia, dismantling systems of equity and protections for the American people are not deal breakers for you. I don't care what your initial reasons for voting were. I don't. Your continued support is telling me that your moral compass is vastly different than my own.
I would say this is why you lose. Because somebody can label me so many things.
Racism, sexism, homophobia, xenophobia,
just because I care about a policy of a person they don't like. I'm always in your face. I'm fighting to prove that I'm fighting.
Seeing all of this insanity lately has me thinking, did I leave the left or did the left leave me? In the past week, we've seen people vandalizing Teslas, calling SWAT teams to the homes of conservatives, and storming Trump Tower in New York. And it's easy to get the impression that Trump is a train wreck and the Democrats were right all along. But according to an NBC poll that was just released, more people think we're going in the right direction than we've had since 2012.
First of all, the mood of the country, this really jumped out. We asked folks, is it on the right direction or the wrong direction? That 44% you say right direction, that's up since November. And if that doesn't seem like a lot, the last time it cracked 40%, you got to go back to 2012. The last time it actually hit 44 or higher, January of 2004.
And neither party has great favorability ratings, but the Democrats had their lowest rating in 30 years.
First up this morning, a brand new exclusive CNN poll that paints a brutal reality for Democrats as they struggle to mount a unified opposition to President Trump.
Which raises the question, what happened to the Democrats? When did being a Democrat become about swarms of people entering the country illegally? When did being a Democrat mean wanting biological males to compete in sports with biological females? Did I miss an email or something? Well, here's what happened.
I know exactly. They became very empathetic to a specific group that they could never challenge but just add more to the group. So whenever they tried to find a middle ground, they couldn't. But all the people that they added didn't have a specific middle ground because they normalized it. So now, whenever they want to try to find a middle ground, they hurt way more people than they thought. So they have to double down.
So is the Doge program targeted at these bureaucrats?
Yes.
And so what can you expect?
Well, let's look at the Department of Education. The Federal Department of Education has a budget of about $280 billion a year. Less than 25% goes to educating our students. So where does the other $220 billion go? It goes to a bureaucracy. It goes to a consultant. And that consultant then donates money back to the Democrats. And then it goes to a different consultant. And then it goes to an NGO. I mean, it is money laundering and money churning at its absolute best. And you can look at almost every single agency and you will find it. So the brilliance of Doge isn't that he's going in and cutting spending. He doesn't have the authority to do that. We're the ones that have the authority to do that.
Yes, that's me.
What I want him to do is come up with a report, go through agency by agency by agency, identify every single program that we should not be funding, put a number attached to it. We slap a preamble on the front of that report, and we say that every single agency is having their budget cut by X amount as shown in the attached report, and none of those programs can go forward from here on out.
And this is why Democrats are losing their minds over Elon Musk. It's all about money.
Not one Democrat in America voted for Elon Musk. Elon Musk is seizing the power that belongs to the American people. We are here to fight back.
God bless Representative Harriet H. Mann from Wyoming.
I mean, if somebody caught my salary, I would react and say the same thing.
A thing when when an all-white country wants to stay all-white, where people get very nervous of. If you have, let's say China. Like, China is Chinese people. We all agree that it's filled primarily with Chinese people. Yeah. There's people that live there from all walks of life, all over the world, but it's mostly Chinese people. If China had decided that they wanted to remain Chinese and stay Chinese, and that being Chinese is very important to what China is, no one would have a problem with that.
Yeah. When
a country like Poland does it, you're like, oh, those white people, they want to keep everybody out. They want it to be all white.
Yeah, and
because that's post-World War II. That's post-Aryan race talk. That's post-Nazi stuff. That's what people are legitimately freaked out about. That's the most recent stain in our history where we look back and say, wow, that was close. Evil almost won that one.
I can understand certain fears, but it's okay if China didn't. As if China didn't do anything bad compared to Poland. Just because it's recent, but you don't acknowledge what they're doing to the Uyghurs. You don't like it when Russians say, we want to stay Russian, but you do like it when Ukraine says, we want to stay Ukraine.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush hash, purple skunk, criollo, colombici, jam jam, durlo, que ta berdetta, welcome.